welcome to Heritage Ways. Welcome to Project 54. I am Miss Katie, and this is episode 10. We are at the ending of Classic Desserts Week. Now, this recipe is a classic for our family, but primarily because it was a classic, a mainstay when I was catering. I had my own catering business, and I did luncheons, wedding receptions, teas, brunches, faculty parties. I did all kinds of things like that. Some even larger events. 2 days before I had my third child, I coordinated and catered my sister's wedding reception. So anyway, these GOOEY chess bars, or chess squares, whatever you want to call them, are a Southern classic, but you know, y'all may be familiar with them all over the nation. If you're not, please become familiar with this classic dessert, chess squares. So let's get busy with this ooey gooey, delicious. You can have it on a buffet table any time of the year, a dessert buffet, and it could be for all kinds of occasions, or just for snacking when you come in from the garden or working hard after work. So today we are episode 10, chess squares. Today we have a simple base for the chess squares, so we're going to go ahead and just mix that up, and then I'll tell you what the filling is going to be. So it's kind of 2 steps, but it's really not difficult. Okay, we're going to add 4 ingredients into our mixing bowl. So one of those is a yellow cake mix. If you can find a butter cake mix, that would be good. Actually, first I'm going to put my egg, because I don't want to have to use more than 1 bowl for this. So put 1 egg, then I'm going to add a box of cake mix, a bag. Now this is our crust, so we're not going to add other liquid. You'll see how it comes together. A teaspoon of vanilla, and usually the cap is about a teaspoonful. And 1 stick of butter, which I already have melting in my oven that I'm preheating for the bars. Yay! I'm going to let that sit there just a minute because I don't want to fry my egg. I'll pull my butcher block table over here to the mixer where it's plugged in, and I'm going to add this butter to the cake mix, the egg, and the vanilla. Alright, I have a greased 9x13. This is not anything beautiful because in the past I've always planned to cut the bars out and display them on a tray or a dessert buffet somehow, so I don't worry about putting it in a pretty glass dish or anything. I'm just going to take this crust and I'm going to pour it into my pan. I'm also going to get it off the beaters too. I don't like to waste. How about these yellow towels? And I got some Happy Mail from a sweet subscriber, follower, friend, who's also a sweet pen pal to Little Miss Homemaker. She loves having her pen pals, young ladies and ladies of all ages. She's got all ages of pen pals. And that sweet lady sent me these things. So you know who you are, I know who you are, and I'm thanking you. I actually do not wash these beaters. I'm going to put it back on here. We're going to need it again in a little bit for the filling. And I'm not even going to clean them off. I mean, I did with my clean hands, but I'm not washing them. Alright, now I'm going to just pat this down.
It's time to hone our hospitality skills right there at home for our own family. How about taking tonight's supper outside for an impromptu picnic?
Just kind of pat it down evenly. I did grease it. I did not grease and flour it. I've never had an issue. with it coming out okay. Okay, that's about even all over. Wipe my hands off. Set this aside. I mean, check that out. Is that not sweet? And I love sunflowers so very much. With my birthday being August 15th, I kind of always declare that the beginning of fall every year, and I love to have sunflower things, especially then, but any time of the year. Okay, so we have mixing bowl that we used a minute ago. Gonna go ahead and crack. Actually, what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna put my cream cheese in here, and I'm going to kind of, I had it on the back, well, it's softened. I had it sitting on the back where kind of the heat comes out of the top of the stove. I was afraid it wouldn't be softened enough, but it is, so I'm gonna go, I'll wait on that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is add 3 eggs in here. This is going to be golden because of the golden yolks. That ought to be a story, bedtime story, golden yolk. I need 1 pound of confectioner's sugar. You can measure that out. It's 3 3/4 cup. I am just going to actually weigh it. And I'm also going to sift it into my bowl. It's just going to prevent any lumps. It's an extra step, but it's worth it. 1 pound is about 3 3/4 cups. I buy this in bulk, so I don't buy it by the little bag, so I don't know what 1 pound is without weighing it. And I think I found my scales at a thrift store, like a Goodwill. Right, just set this aside for a second. Go over here to my eggs, and I'm actually going to go ahead and beat the eggs, and then I'm going to add the cream cheese. I'm going to add a dash of salt. I'm going to add another teaspoon of vanilla. Then I'm going to sift my powdered sugar into the mixture. Then I'm going to put the mixture on top of my crust and bake it 325 for about an hour. Then we're going to try it. To start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many, and the old ones don't hunt the night. And I can feel the sun on my skin. This morning has a clearer light as any to see the horizon in the far. Excuses were 2 for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel the wind on my face, all that ever was is a rise. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to buy.
It's a good day today and not tomorrow. There's no time to borrow today. Well, something's gotta give today. It's a good day today. It's a good day today. It's a good day today.
I baked it for, well, let's talk about the baking for a minute. The original recipe that I started with years ago said between 300 and 350. Okay, I always cooked it about 325. I had an electric oven for the years that I made this. Now I have a gas stove, or oven, and stove. And I overbaked this a little bit. Now it's going to be fine. I just wanted it a little bit lighter. So you probably don't want to wait until it gets that dark before you take it out of the oven. A few things. It is going to, as it cools, you wait until it cools to eat it. Although we're not going to wait here in a minute. We're going to taste it. But typically you would wait until it cools and then you would cut it and serve it as squares, as a pickup food or on a plate with a fork. Now, it is going to set up as it cools. So I'm going to say 325 for about 50 minutes, but you do want it lightly brown. All right, I am going to cut it. Now, I'm only going to cut just a little piece for us to try. You and me together. But typically, I do want this to be cool before I cut it and serve it. Now, when I was catering, I would serve a trio. I would serve this with the creme de menthe brownies, which were highly requested, and with the pineapple coconut macadamia nut bars, which are amazing, and they are in my cookbook. So I would always have a nice display of dessert buffet with those three. Okay, it's very important to let it cool, but we are going to go ahead and try it because my children are waiting for me to take them to the library, and I'm going to go ahead and just try this for you before we go to the library. Now, this is a little more done than I wanted, like I said, but just, you know, work on that, figure that out for yourself. It smells delightful. Now, while I'm trying these, I want to thank Jerri M Homestead. She has been writing these recipes down in the description or in the comments for y'all, and I have been pinning them to the top of the comments. Anybody is welcome to do that, but she has been doing that for us, and I really appreciate it. I know y'all want recipes. I want you to have recipes, but it's just I'm not able to do that right now with bringing Project 54 to you. But I appreciate her doing that, writing those recipes down. Okay. So very good, even warm. But like I said, cold is fine. They cut better cold. You know, you can put these in the freezer after you bake them and then pull them out. This is good, y'all. Have been awesome. You've been great. I love the comments. Thank you so much for everything. Next week we have classic casseroles. Classic casseroles next week. Some of them you may have heard of. Some of them you may have heard of, but they have a different twist. Some of them you may have forgotten about. But that is up for next week. And in the meantime, I want to thank even more of our patrons who are supporting us over on Patreon. They are helping us, walking life with us in our ministry to honor home, celebrate heritage, and spread hope. The folks I want to thank today are Gran, Mr. Patient's mama, Thomas and Wendy K. Wendy is a very sweet friend from back home in Middle Tennessee. In fact, the sun drop cake that I have here on YouTube is thanks to Wendy, and also Carolyn B. So thanks for those three families or households for supporting us and walking life with us. And to learn more about the perks and the extra gifts and the additional content that they receive, you can just visit patreon.com. There's a link down below in the description box. Thanks, and I'll see you next week for classic casseroles. Yes, but it's really not difficult. Okay, I don't know how to get the stuff to come out when it's clogged up. Arr! So we're not going to add other liquid. You'll see how it comes together. Teaspoon of John, can you help me please? I can't get the vanilla open. John, is John in there? I didn't hear you, honey. That's why I asked. Not right now, honey. For piano. See, it's hard, isn't it? I don't know what the deal is. Okay, thank you. A teaspoon of vanilla, and usually the cap is about a teaspoonful.